It was a nice road swing for young Vin Mazzaro. Last Tuesday, hours before the game, he replaced Dallas Braden, throwing 6 innings of 3-hit baseball en route to victory number 1 on the road trip. Then on the 4th of July, Vin had his best performance of the year, striking out 7, bookending the final game of the road trip with another W. Tonight, he gets the ball one more time before the break and looks to take advantage of a struggling Angels team. The Halos were swept in Chicago, scoring just 5 runs in a 4-game series. It's Friday Night Baseball. A's Angels next. Baseball from the Coliseum, a AL Western Division matchup. We are looking forward to a good weekend of baseball. Vin Mazzaro will take them on for the Athletics. Joel Pinheiro will pitch for the Angels. This is the 4th series of the year between these two teams, and a bit of a rivalry here. It's the Angels and the Athletics. Game 1 of 3 coming up on Comcast Sportsnet, California. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Oakland A's Baseball. Along with Ray Fosse, I'm Glenn Kuiper. Well, off day yesterday and a needed off day after the sweep at the hands of the New York Yankees. But tonight, Vin Mazzaro takes them out. And Ray, what a great road trip. A young pitcher winning twice on the road in a row. I think that's a great sign.
No, outstanding for Vin Mazzaro because, remember, he was not in the rotation to start the season, but because of an injury, he is in the rotation now as he was last year, pitching very well against the Cleveland Indians over the weekend. Great two-seam fastball, a great slider, really putting the whole package together. He went deep in the game, actually pitched into the 8th inning, but I thought his fastball was outstanding. He had a good breaking ball working, and he did it against a pretty good ball club, the Cleveland Indians, at their home park.
The A's will face Joel Pinheiro, a free agent signing in the offseason, and he has won 6 consecutive starts. He's pitching great, and he beat the A's in May.
Well, another pitcher that Dave Duncan helped get back pitching well, and we have seen him before with the Seattle Mariners. We saw him pitch the complete game shutout against the Athletics. He is an outstanding pitcher, and if you look at this rotation of the Angels, all 5 have won at least 50 games in their career. So what Pinheiro is doing right now is exactly what the Angels had hoped in picking him up with the loss of John Lackey during the offseason.
Both these teams are sitting on losing streaks, and both these teams are really struggling to score runs. As of late, we'll see what breaks this weekend here at the Coliseum. We'll have lineups and first pitch when we come back. It's the Oakland A's and the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim coming up tonight here on Comcast Sportsnet, California.
AT&T. Find out what's possible with the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T. Rethink possible. And by Corona. Relax and refresh with Corona and Lime.
It's the A's and the Angels, the weekend before the All-Star break, a 3-game set. And the A's will have 4 days off for the break, with 3 games to play before then, and they'd certainly like to make it a successful series against the Angels. Both teams are struggling right now, so something's got to give over the weekend here at the Coliseum. The A's take the field. So let's look at the game time weather brought to you by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. The admission is free, and the boardwalk is open daily. 65 degrees, humidity 65%, and another clear and cool night at the ballpark, like most of the nights here at the Coliseum. Certainly a nice enough night to sit back and enjoy the ball game. So the A's have taken the field behind Vin Mazzero. The Angels are chalking up. They're ready to go. A's are 41 and 45 on the season, and the Angels 46 and 42. Angels lineup tonight: Eric Aybar, the switch hitter, leads off and plays shortstop. Howie Kendrick at second. Bobby Abreu in right. Torrey Hunter, the All-Stars, in center field. Hideki Matsui will be the designated hitter. Juan Rivera in left. Paul McAnulty is the first baseman. Kevin Franzen at third. Jeff Mathis is catcher. Defensively for the Athletics: Gross, Crisp, and Sweeney in the outfield. Kuzmanoff, Pennington, Ellis, Barton on the infield. Kurt Suzuki is the catcher. Vin Mazzero is the pitcher.
Now, Vinny, coming off those 2 great starts on the road against the Orioles and the Cleveland Indians, the 7 1/3 against the Tribe last Sunday. So he brings a 381 earned run average into tonight's game. Last season, 532. So a great improvement for Vin Mazzero. And throwing very well, 111 pitches in his last start. That's a career best. And going into the 8th inning, which is even better. The only run he gave up against the Tribe had 2 outs. They gave up 3 consecutive hits, and that's it for the Tribe last Sunday in Cleveland. So Vinny, who beat the Angels, just 1 start this year, will try to do that tonight. And I mentioned the 3-game losing streak for the Athletics against the Yankees. And the Angels lost 4 straight to the Chicago White Sox, just coming off that series in Chicago.
So with the 2 losing streaks, the Angels 5.5 behind Texas in that AL West, and the Athletics are 9.5 back. So the Rangers stretching it out a little bit in the division. And we'll talk about the big news coming out of baseball today that has to do with the Texas Rangers and the Seattle Mariners. We'll get to that in just a moment. There are your standings coming into today's action. The Rangers are in a rain delay at home against the Baltimore Orioles. In fact, that game has not yet started, so we'll keep an eye on that game if and when it gets underway.
Zach Cleefley scheduled to pitch tonight. They're waiting for this flight to arrive, so they're asking for rain.
Not a bad idea. Get him in there as quick as you can. First pitch of the ball game from Vin Mazzero to Eric Aybar is bunted. Suzuki pounces on it, throws, and it's not in time. Ball rolls past Barton down the line. So Eric Aybar, the first pitch of the game, a bunt single.
He's got a bunch of them, and this is perfectly executed. He deadened the ball. Kurt Suzuki was the only chance, and Aybar had already beaten it out by the time the throw reached Barton. It actually scooted between his legs. So you'll see some leadoff hitters will take pitches. Others will do exactly what Aybar did.
Well, there's the news of the day in baseball. Cliff Lee is now a Texas Ranger. It was Cliff Lee and Mark Lowe to the Rangers. And the Mariners get Justin Smoke and 3 other minor leaguers. They get a pitcher by the name of Blake Beavan, a pitcher by the name of Josh Luke, and a second baseman outfielder by the name of Matt Lawson. But obviously Justin Smoke is the key man going to the Seattle Mariners. So if you have not heard, that is the trade. What did you think when you heard the trade?
Well, I'm not surprised that Cliff Lee was traded, but I guess you could look at Jack Sorincic of the Mariners and say he got what he wanted.
Justin Smoke.
He is an outstanding young player.
I agree.
What we have seen of him with playing with the Rangers, first baseman, he's got power. And I think it's a great deal for the Mariners to get somebody. And that's when you're out, I would say 16 games out.
Yep.
So you got a pretty good chance you're not going to do that much more in the second half. And you have a quality starter that you can send him out on the 9th of July. And I think they had to pay a little bit of money. I'm sure the Rangers were the recipients of the money and not paying the $2.5 million. But still, I think the Mariners got a heck of a deal. Because Cliff Lee's going to be a free agent. He's going to test the market. And sure, he might sign with the Rangers, but under the circumstances of the Rangers and the ownership group, the whole thing going on there. But, good deal for the Rangers. He's getting a quality pitcher, but he was running. He had been wanting to run. Ibar had been wanting to run. Ted Barrett did not think the tag was applied enough time. But Ibar was off and running. Not only is he quick getting down the line, but he's quick when he's almost picked off. And Derek thought he got him, but maybe on the wrist with a hand on the bag.
So 1-2 is the count to Howie Kendrick. Got it with a slider. So Kendrick strikes out, and that is the first out.
An outstanding slider. The ball started in the middle of the play. Look at break out of the strike zone, and Kendrick so deft at going to the opposite field. A lot of power going to right center and right field. But I think the key right there was the pickoff attempt by Vinny Mazzaro, keeping Ibar close to not allow him to try to steal and allow Kendrick to try to move him to third.
So here's Bobby Abreu. Another quick throw. But I agree with you, Ray. I think that's probably a trade that if you're the Rangers, you probably had to make.
Absolutely.
And if you're the Mariners, you got a young player who's in his first year, which means you're going to have him for 5-6 more years. And we saw him. I was extremely impressed with him. I think you were too. His numbers are not that great, but boy, switch hitter, big, strong kid. He's going to hit for power. So you have what you hope is an impact player in his first year in the big leagues. It's a deal that the Mariners have to make. And that's not even talking about the 3 other players that they got.
And you think about the trade the Mariners made to get Cliff Lee. I can't remember even who they traded to get him.
I think they were minor leaguers that were lower in the system, not ready for the big league.
Yeah, so they pick up a quality left-hander and then able to trade him, spin him off for a quality major league.
But if you were trading somebody like Cliff Lee and you could draw up exactly what you would want, a player who's ready to play in the big leagues, and then in this case, just his first couple months in the big leagues, you couldn't ask for anything.
I think Jack Sarincic, the general manager of the Mariners, important to get for Cliff Lee, a major league pitcher, a major league player in return. Tommy Cam shows it on the inside corner. Paul Nart making the call. Well, what would we do without Tommy Cam? To make umpires happy.
Runner goes. The pitch to Abreu is a ball throw to second. Wow. Very close, but called safe by the second base umpire, Tony Randazzo. He was safe, but not by a lot.
And we'll watch a replay. He had to have gotten a hand in, but Kurt Suzuki with an off-speed pitch, high leg kick by Mazzaro, and Suzuki a perfect throw right on the bag, bang, bang. And everybody thought he's out. He was out. Ultramo, was his hand there? Did he tag him first?
He's out.
Yeah, I think he was out. Exactly. Wow, what a play by Kurt Suzuki. Unfortunately, all the things working against him, but as it turned out, Ultramo showed it. Saw some folks yesterday said, Ultramo is unbelievable.
Really?
Oh, man.
Well, that's great to hear.
They were ecstatic. They said that is the greatest thing to see, the spin of the baseball and the rotation, the hitters, and all the plays in HD on top of it.
That one driven to left center and hit pretty well. Gross is back. He's going to look up, and that baby is gone. A struggling Bobby Abreu, a 2-run homer here in the first to give the Angels a 2-0 lead.
Well, a hanging breaking ball up and away, and if you go back to the previous pitch, the 2-2 that he fouled off, and then Vinny hung the breaking ball. Bobby Abreu just crushed a mistake. Exactly what you're supposed to do. So a bunt and a 2-run home run. That quickly after strikeout to Howie Kendrick. Bobby Abreu, as he did against Ben Sheets here last time the Angels were in town. Got a home run off Sheets in the first inning. Does it again tonight against Mazzaro.
Before that at bat, Bobby Abreu was 1 for his last 24. Abreu now 9 homers and 46 RBIs. He's got 4 home runs versus the A's this year.
You know what Ibar was saying to him? He said, you know, if they'd called me out like they should have, you probably wouldn't have got that same pitch.
No, I don't think so. To Torrey Hunter, and he swings at the slider and misses. Second strikeout for Vin Mazzaro.
You look at the 2 sliders striking out the right-handers, Kendrick and Hunter, and then you look at the hanging slider he threw to Bobby Abreu. Exactly the opposite. It's a hard slider, and boy, it must be so hard for a hitter to pick up to see whether it's a strike or not. Pretty good hitters, 2 right-handers swinging and missing.
I don't think that's a happy face right there.
I don't either.
Huh. Interesting. Quite frankly, I wouldn't want to get whacked in the back of the head either. So 2-0 to Hideki Matsui. 2-0 fastball, and he fouls it back. Oh, and that hit a security guard. Let's hope he's okay down there by the A's dugout. It ricocheted off the netting. Three and one now to Hideki Matsui, hitting .253 with 10 homers and 46 runs batted in. Another struggling Angel. Matsui's aboard with the walk, and that'll bring up Juan Rivera.
Well, how about this? A bunt by the left-hander Ibar. Strikeout of the right-hander. Abreu lefty 2-run home run. Strikeout the right-hander Torrey Hunter, and Matsui a walk. So you could say righties versus lefties. Righties much better. They get in them out.
Rivera's numbers down a little bit this year, .233 with 10 homers and 34 runs batted in. The Angels in that 4-game series in Chicago, they were swept, scored a total of 5 runs and had 22 hits in the 4 games. And yesterday they lost 1-0. 2 hits, right. 2 base runners. That's it.
John Danks.
Nobody walked. Just 2 hits, and they lost 1-0. So, pretty good hitters in this lineup, but struggling. Juan Rivera rolls one into right field, and that's a base hit.
Another hanging slider.
You stretch that out a little bit for the Angels. Their last 9 games, just 2-7. So it wasn't just the series in Chicago. Before that, they lost 2 out of 3 at home to the Kansas City Royals. And it's a little bit of a different deal this year, I think, for the Angels. Would you say, Ray, that normally they're the favorite to win the division, and they probably were going into this season, but now as the season has developed, they're not the favorite anymore.
I think the way they've won the last 3 years, you'd have to say they are the odds-on favorites. But they also lost some key players, especially John Lackey. When you look at Vladimir Guerrero on the hitting side.
This is Paul McAnulty playing first base tonight. He's been with the Angels for a very short time. He was brought up on June 22nd. He's had a very interesting stretch here. He's 1 for 11 with a home run and 9 strikeouts.
Only Jack Cust does not wear his soft cap under his helmet, as McNulty does. So when he takes off his helmet, he can just go right to the bag and not have to worry about getting the cap and the glove.
Three and 1 is the count. Foul tip. And now 3-2. 2 outs. Runners will be going.
29th pitch for Vinny. Angels a little bit more aggressive than the Yankees, who are a very patient club. Tonight, Vinny's out of the strike zone a little bit too much.
And that one's hit to center field and off the end of the bat. Coco Crisp is right there. He's got it side retired. 2-run homer for Bobby Abreu, so we head to the bottom of the first. The Angels with an early 2-0 lead. The A's lineup tonight: Crisp, Barton, and Sweeney at the top. Then Suzuki, Cuss, Kuzma off in the middle. Bottom 3: Ellis, Gross, and Pennington. So Coco Crisp steps in against Joel Pinheiro. First pitch is a strike down around the knees from Pinheiro. Hit hard on the ground, right to the shortstop Ibar, who throws out Crisp for out number 1. This way the Angels line up defensively. In the outfield, it's Rivera, Hunter, and Abreu. On the infield, it's Franson, Ibar, Kendrick, and McAnulty. Jeff Mathis off the disabled list. He's the catcher, and there is Joel Pinheiro.
Now Pinheiro, 18th start, of course, one of those against the A's, and it was a good one. On May the 16th, a shutout against the Athletics at home. 396 earned run average. He has won 6 in a row. ERA on the road approaching 7.
Big chopper. Kendrick charges, flips quickly to first. And Barton is retired. 2 ground ball outs.
Check out our Keys the Game, brought to you by Toyota. With Mazzaro, build off his last 2 starts. Don't give up a 2-run home run in the first inning. Pinheiro, tough against the A's in Anaheim on that 16th of May, and both teams swept something. Got to give. But the one thing that you hope he's a little bit better, and that's against Pinheiro. He had 15 ground ball outs in that shutout. He already has 2 in this game. Good 2-seam fastball, tops out about 91, but see him set up his grip in a split finger fastball grip.
Pinheiro has won 6 in a row. His last loss was June 1st. He's beat the Mariners, the Dodgers, the Brewers, the Dodgers again, Texas, and the Royals. And he's going to get 3 ground ball outs here in the first inning. A couple of them to short, 1 to second, and we've played 1 at the Coliseum. It's the Angels 2 and the A's nothing. Is brought to you by Round Table Pizza, celebrating summer with their delicious barbecue chicken pizza, premium grilled chicken, smoky bacon, and a tangy, that's right, tangy barbecue drizzle. It's barbecue taste at a special summer price. Call Round Table today. Kevin Franson, the 8th place hitter for the Angels, steps in. He'll be followed by Mathis and then Ibar. Bobby Abreu, a 2-run homer to left center field for the 2 runs in the first inning.
We saw the A's fall behind against the Yankees and actually had an early 1-0 lead a couple of times, but once the crooked numbers were put up, it made it a little bit more difficult for the A's to come back and made the opposing pitcher that much better.
Branson bounces out. Mazzaro for out number 1.
99 and catching number 5.
Here's Jeff Mathis. Last time we saw the Angels, Ray, we talked a lot about Jeff Mathis, the fact that he was on the disabled list. Had a fractured right wrist, and he missed over 50 games. Talked about how much Mike Scioscia liked him behind the plate from a defensive standpoint. Mike Napoli, the other catcher, pretty good offensive player, but just not the defensive catcher that Mathis is.
So the ERA with Mathis behind the plate, the ERA for the staff much better, much lower, and Mike Scioscia is the old school believer of the catcher doing his job, handling the pitching staff.
Nice play by Mazzaro. And that is out number 2. There's Napoli, who's we've seen many times, very strong. Got 14 home runs this year and getting a chance to play some first base with Kendry Morales on the DL. But the Angels score enough runs. They're 5th in the American League in total runs scored. So they're 6th in home runs hit, 6th in stolen bases. Last year, the Angels finished 2nd in the American League in runs scored. Almost 900 runs. One and one to Eric Aybar, who had a bunt single, stole a base, scored a run in the first inning.
Kevin Kuzminoff breathing down the neck of Aybar, who faked a bunt and wanted to slap the ball towards the left side. But you almost have to, as a third baseman, just get all the way down the line, force him to. Well, if he's going to bunt, let him bunt, but he's very good at deadening ball, which he did in the first inning. Just hope he swings away. He does have great speed, so I think on the infield you cannot take your time.
Close pitch, 2-2. Mark Teixeira has hit an early home run for the Yankees up in Seattle. They lead the Mariners 1-0.
Nice play.
Sweet play.
Wow. Great jumping. NBA. Maybe the Cavaliers can get him after losing LeBron.
I heard somebody in Cleveland on the radio yesterday. It was a lady, I don't know her age, that doesn't matter. She said, "This is the worst day of my life." Well, I don't know if you should take it that serious,
right.
But she was distraught. LeBron out of town. Strike 3 called. Good fastball down around the knees. Third strikeout for Mazzaro. Bottom of the second coming up. 2-0 Angels.
Corner, look at just the slowness of Ultramo and even Kurt Suzuki's mitt in Ultramo, and how about Paul Nart? Just the whole package in Ultramo.
1-0 to Suzuki. Pinheiro with pretty good movement on that fastball, on a sinking life. 3 for his last 28 for Suzuki. And he's due for a hot stretch. It's that one to center. Torrey Hunter back. He's got room and time, and he makes the catch.
Sunday is Supercuts Buzz Cut Day. Stop by the kiosk outside Gate D starting at 11 a.m. If you get a buzz cut or color your hair green and gold, Pat will be there. You'll get a free field level ticket for that day's 105 game against the Angels. This offer is limited to the first 100 fans, so be there early for your green and gold hair color or buzz cut, and your free ticket all brought to you by Supercuts. Oh. So you can take that wig you put on, that fake mustache, and color it green and gold, put it on again.
Once is enough.
What's his name? Burgundy? Ron Burgundy.
All right, I'm bringing you that movie. You're watching it on the plane.
Wow. Rajay, where are you when we need you?
I'm going to take away Field of Dreams. You're not allowed to watch it on the plane like you do on every trip. And I'm going to give you baseball. I think you'd laugh.
I'd rather watch Josh Hood color out the next graphic he's going to put in.
That's a movie in itself, trust me. 1-1 pitch to Cust in the dirt, 2-1.
Look at that. It reminds me of Etch a Sketch. You know, the kids.
Our graphics man, Josh Hood, working all the time. Jack Cust. Ground ball to the right side. And that's another ground ball out for Pinheiro. 4 out of 5 so far in the game.
Jack Cust during batting practice was losing baseballs almost every swing. But facing a guy tonight who makes it a little bit difficult to get the ball airborne.
Here's Kuzmanov, 266. 8 home runs and 40 runs batted in. Got a home run in his career against Pinheiro. This one bounced. Franson dives, gets up, throws quickly to first, dug out by McAnulty, and that's a pretty nice play on both ends. So another ground ball out, and Pinheiro has retired the first 6. Strasburg beat the Giants tonight with 8 strikeouts in 6 innings. And a one-on-one with the newest Warrior, David Lee. So, Warriors Buccaneers making a big trade to get power forward David Lee from the Knicks. Strasburg and the Nationals beat the Giants 8-1 today. It was tonight a close game till the late innings, but Strasburg gave up a home run to the first batter he faced. I believe that ticked him off a little bit, and he ended up striking out 8 in 6 innings. His final start before the All-Star break. Kendrick struck out swinging in the first inning. And he drives one to center. Crisp going back, still going back. Turns around, makes the catch.
Kevin Kuzminoff robbed by another Kevin. And France had a nice play, and even better on the other end of first base. Ultramo. It's amazing how quickly guys can get up to their feet at the same time, get the ball transferred into the hand, and this time France threw a sinker, but Arcolante made a nice scoop at first. Who's got Ultramo tonight?
James Mansfield, who's down right next to the Angels dugout. He is in charge of Ultramo. There's James, one of our good guys. Mansfield. So that is where Ultramo. See, it's going to be where's Ultramo every night. Tonight, there it is.
Well, even better. Where are the cookies tonight?
There they are. Barton ranging to his right, throws to Mazzaro, and they just get Bobby Abreu. That was quite a bit closer, I think, than Mazzaro thought it would be.
Now batting, number 48, Torrey Hunter.
Abreu has the speed, and Dirk Barton a nice feed to Mazzaro. Hurry up. It's kind of a it's kind of a casual. I got plenty of time, but check out the guy running. Wow.
Wow.
Within an inch.
He didn't have to be out, but thank goodness he was.
I think Ben Mazzaro may look at the scouting report on Bobby Abreu. When he smells a hit and when he runs hard. He can steal some bases, so he has a chance to beat out a hit. And this is Ultramo Cleat.
Wow.
Ted goes, what do I call? Made the right call. Matt Weiss can pull up Ultramo and show Ted Barrett and say, you're right, Ted.
3-1 to Torrey Hunter. 6 in a row retired by Mazzaro after a little bit of a rocky first inning. Hunter struck out on a slider in the first. Right down the middle, takes it for a strike. High fly ball, shallow right center. Ellis calls everybody off, and the second baseman makes the catch. 3 up, 3 down inning for Vin Mazzaro. We're headed to the bottom of the third. It'll be Ellis, Gross, and Pennington. There's also a product for fans. Improve your fantasy play or track your favorite players and teams. Go to BloombergSports.com for details. Mark Ellis to lead it off in the bottom of the third. A breaking ball from Pinheiro, and it drops in for a strike. Pinheiro's been sharp so far. 6 up, 6 down with 5 ground ball outs.
How about his 17th pitch coming up?
And that's a base hit for Mark Ellis going the other way.
Take that. That's what you have to do. He is such a good pitcher and pitching well against the A's. Of course, with the Mariners, he's making his 18th start against the A's. Breaking ball, Mark Ellis stayed on it perfectly. And watching him during batting practice, boy, just take this ultra-mo swing. Head down, contact, follow through. Base hit right field. And Jim Scanlon, the A's hitting coach, standing behind the cage and watching Mark Ellis do exactly that during BP. He must have known what he's going to get tonight from Joel Pinheiro.
Here's Gabe Gross. And Ellis running, and Gross drives one to the alleyway in right center. Ellis rounds third. He's going to score. Gross will have an RBI double, and the A's are on the board.
Well, it's possible Bob Guerin was thinking, why take the chance of running into a double play on a lot of ground ball out, so get the runner moving through a four-seam fastball. And Gabe Gross, if it was a hit and run, he got a perfect pitch to hit the right center. No chance for a 9-time Gold Glover to get to it. And Torrey Hunter right to the Xfinity sign. And very quickly, within 3 pitches, the A's have a run. Back-to-back hits, single-double.
Mohawk from Ellie. Wow.
That's new as of tonight.
That just doesn't look like his style, but I like it. It's good effort.
I think he just painted the back part of his head. He usually takes his hair down very close. I don't know what number that would be in the barbershop or with Rajay Davis, but
the crazy side of Mark Ellis.
Jack Cuss just admiring that look, huh?
What do they call it? Ball players call the hairdo salads. Nice salad.
Okay, Eck. Eckies.
One and one to Cliff Pennington, hitting .260. 3 homers, 27 RBIs, trying to get the runner over, and that's a foul ball. Paul Mauer jumped out and made the call immediately.
Let's see that in ultra-mo. Huh? I mean, that was a great call by the home plate umpire. Mathis was going to go to third, but ball hit, and it spun backwards, and Paul Nart right there saw it in foul territory, and boy, look at the ball just spin just to the left of the foul line. Mathis picked it up, maybe had a little chalk on it. Paul Nart was saying emphatically foul ball.
Pennington with a base hit to center field.
Speaking of tomahawks,
that was a tomahawk. They'll hold Gross at third. So the A's have first and third and nobody out with a run in.
But he was so determined to get the runner over, and that ball was on eye high and just got on top of the ball, and the old tomahawk, as they say.
Number 4.
The bunt attempt here, this is the previous pitch. And just look at the spin of the ball. And ball now.
Good effort.
That's a very good effort. We'll give him an Academy Award for that shot.
So Coco Chris steps in.
Angels willing to give up the tying run. If Coco Chris can put the ball in play. And good luck by Jeff Mathis. His Angels catchers usually do a pretty good job of blocking balls in the dirt. Should have both teams. Kurt Suzuki, of course, we see every day, does an excellent job with Mathis and Napoli do a very good job of blocking balls.
Now 2-0. Single, double, single for the ace here in the third to get a run home. And now 3-0 with Derek Barton in the on-deck circle.
Oh, Piñeiro seems to be a much different pitcher out of the stretch. Just a little bit quicker in his delivery, almost like he wants to get rid of the ball so quickly because of the possibility of the guys running, the A's running, and some base stealing threats on the A's.
That Ranger game is underway after the rain delay between the Orioles and the Rangers. Score after 1 inning. Big chopper. Kendrick ranging far to his left makes the play. Run comes in, so it's an RBI ground out for Coco Crisp, and we're tied at 2.
And a very productive out for Coco Crisp. Getting the run in, getting the run in scoring position. Big Gross, an RBI double. Coco Crisp on the 3-1. Got the good sinker from Piñeiro. Pulled it. Runner hurt first being held, but Howie Kendrick ranging very far to his left to make a nice play to get the speedy Crisp. Coco, no stride, just upper body. Some legs in the swing, but gets the job done with Gross breaking on contact.
Curveball to Barton for a strike. RBI number 13 for Crisp. Quick 0-2, so curveball and then a fastball. Under the legs of Jeff Mathis, and Pennington will go to third.
On a curveball that Mathis put his glove down, but a little bit late, just a little tardy as the glove went down to the ground, which is good, but the ball scooted under before he could get the catcher's mitt firmly planted against the dirt.
Swing and a miss. He ran that fastball in on the hands of Barton. Barton does not strike out a lot, but he did there.
Now the final game before the All-Star break is this Sunday, July the 11th, game time against the Angels. 105, 10,000 fans will receive A's barbecue sets. Brought to you by Supercuts. For tickets, go to oaklandathletics.com or call 877-493-BALL. Supercuts doing a lot, man. They're going to cut your hair and then gives you barbecue sets to go out and barbecue. Color your hair green and gold, get your buzz cut.
Make some good sponsors.
That's right, great sponsor.
So the A's need a 2-out hit to take the lead. See if Ryan Sweeney can do it. Sweeney grounded out to short in the first inning.
Speaking of good sponsors, got one of our Chevron sponsor. See the outfield. John Windecker from Los Banos, California. How about this? Fosse Kuiper, you guys are always talking about food. Enjoy the burritos from Cecilia's in Los Banos.
Yeah, I got one right in front of me. It weighs 17 pounds.
Oh, man. I guess we are talking about food. Los Banos, California. It's a good place. A little drive from here.
Yep. But we appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Hit hard, but foul.
John Windecker is marketer for Chevron Texas Products Company. So Chevron displayed below the out-of-town scoreboard in left field. To the Athletics.
Yeah, during the A's Community Fund Golf Tournament.
Yeah,
played with 4 gentlemen from Chevron. Very nice guys. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah, they were one of the sponsors, the main sponsors for the Community Fund. Golf tournament, Castlewood Country Club. Great venue, great time that day. Raised a lot of money for A's Community Fund and for the Strike 3 Foundation, that is A's reliever Craig Breslow. Juanita bringing in all kinds of messages, huh? That's for you, and bringing the cookies, the burritos.
Hit hard to Ibar, who straightens up, throws in time. But a good inning for the A's. They get 2 runs on 3 hits. We're through 3 at the Coliseum, all tied at 2. Well, visit CSNCalifornia.com and vote for the 2010 All-Star Teacher. Check out the finals, bios, and video features. The winning teacher receives $10,000 for his or her school. Voting ends tonight at 11:59. So log on to CSNCalifornia.com to vote. 2-2 game, 4th inning. It'll be Matsui, Rivera, and McAnulty.
Do we have some shots to show our folks on Ultra Mode? Going to be really impressed when you see some of the pitches thrown by Vin Mazzero in Ultra Mode. I think people were impressed before today. Just wait.
Well, the reason I like it, I mean, how many cameras are there that show you something that you normally just don't see? And this camera does that. That one's driven to right field, but Sweeney's there, and he's got it.
How about this? Check these out now. This is Ultra Mode. Let's see if we can figure out the pitches thrown by Vin Mazzero in Ultra Mode. There's the knuckle curve. Check out the eyes, though. Check the eyes.
Number 20,
and the lips just. He said, I'm really putting everything into this knuckle curve. Follow through, eyes on the target the whole way. And here's this. Looks like a 2-seamer. A little bit different facial expressions. That's what you got to check out, too. Maybe you can figure he's tipping his pitches by the way he looks. I don't think you have enough time, though, to look at his facial expressions and figure out what pitches come.
Well, that is awesome.
Yeah, it's.
You see on the knuckle curve, too, his middle finger right on the seam, and I would imagine he probably pulls down with that finger. See, look, see the middle finger?
Exactly.
Right on that seam.
Got the knuckle. You just dream about doing that with my index finger, but he's got the knuckle curve and then brings it right over the rotation. Oh, some great shots.
Like if you show the Ultramo camera when the bat makes contact with the ball, and you actually see the bat give a little bit,
right,
which you don't see at normal speed. But that's what I'm saying about a camera that shows you stuff that you just don't see. Swing and miss. Good pitch by Mazzaro. And he's tightened things up since the first inning. That's his 4th strikeout.
Just so like the sliders he threw to Kendrick the first inning. Here's the knuckle curve. Again, you see the rotation. Ball going down to Matsui. And that's what he lined out to left. But great shot. People at home, DVR on this in high definition. Say, okay, class, let's go out and learn how to pitch. Take a look at these pitches thrown by Vin Mazzaro, and DVR's be going crazy.
Well, with your index finger, as beat up as it is, if you threw the knuckle curve, the ball, I have no idea where the ball would go.
First of all, I could not do it. Impossible.
My partner has the greatest index finger ever. How many foul tips? Like 100?
3 years in a row. It's that two-seamer inside. Good two-seamer hard down on the end to Juan Rivera.
First pitch, 3-1 to McAnulty.
Tommy Cam scouting out my index finger. I guess I could show you how
it's the finger of a catcher.
Show you how you could not throw a knuckle curve.
Ow.
That won't bend.
Looks like it hurts.
Won't quite bend.
You could throw some nasty pitches with that baby. High and foul down the left field line. So 3 years in a row, you took a shot, I take it.
Straight, boom, boom,
oh,
boom.
Man.
Oh, boom. Yep. Still can't get a lot of strokes when I play golf.
Hit hard to left center field. Going back is Gross near the wall. He's got it. Side retired. That is 10 in a row retired by Vin Mazzaro. We head to the bottom of the 4th, all tied at 2. Angels history. Who has the second most?
Do you know the movie Angels in the Outfield was filmed right here at the Coliseum?
Explain that. Is it Anaheim near Hollywood? Or in the area?
Maybe because Danny Glover's from the area here. Maybe he wanted to keep it close. But remember, they came in to film it after the season. Tony Russo was managing, so I can't remember. It must have been like late 80s when the movie came out. And the Angels happened to come in for the final weekend of the season. And the visiting clubhouse looked just like the Angels' home clubhouse.
Really?
Oh, all the red, because that was the home clubhouse for the Angels in the movie Angels in the Outfield. So I think at the September call-ups, guys, can you imagine that? Every place we go, they fix the clubhouse to look just like our home clubhouse.
Yeah.
They were getting it ready for the movie.
Hollywood's coming back to the Coliseum,
Yes,
too.
it is.
Ground ball. Ibar has it. Throws across, and that's out number one. They will start filming the movie Moneyball soon. A little bit later on this month, I believe.
Designated hitter, number 32, Jack Cust.
So Jack Cust will hit with one out. Cust grounded out to second in the second inning. Rolls over on this one, but it's just foul. I was thinking about the Cliff Lee trade, Ray, and he was scheduled to pitch tonight against the New York Yankees up in Seattle. And obviously that's not going to happen. So I would think if you're the Texas Rangers, you want him to start a game this weekend against Baltimore. He is an all-star.
It's true.
So will he pitch tomorrow, or will they pitch him on Sunday? Because if they pitch him on Sunday, obviously then the issue of he would not be eligible to pitch in the All-Star game. I have not heard when the Rangers want him to make a start this weekend. Could be tomorrow.
Well, I'd say whoever is scheduled to pitch tomorrow for Ron Washington would be happy to move back a day, maybe.
No surprise there. Pinheiro, we've seen it tonight.
Jake Westbrook, a couple of guys in Cleveland, Carmona and Westbrook.
Franson with the shift on, throws it across, and Cust is out. So 2 outs here in the fourth. I got him for 9 ground ball outs already.
Number 5, Kevin Cruz.
There's been 1 fly out and 1 strikeout, and the rest ground outs.
And the 1 fly that was not caught in right center by Gabe Gross.
Down around the knees, a strike to Kevin Kuzminoff, who was robbed of a hit by Franson to end the second inning. Franson diving to his left.
What's great about this game, the A's, Ben Mazzaro gave up a 2-run home run to Bobby Abreu and had not quite settled in yet. And so the A's able to come back. He has settled down, retired 10 straight. So it's a game that started all over. 2-2 is scored. Mazzaro 29 in the first inning, but then he settled down in the mid-teens. The next 3. Pitch count up high, though.
Just a bit outside in the count. 1-2 now to Kuzminoff.
One thing you can say about the A's having an off day yesterday, played 3 games this weekend, off for the next 4 starting Monday with the All-Star break. So say everybody can be available, and they pitch a lot more than normally if that is the case.
Kuzminoff has the A's 4th hit off Pinheiro. Comes with 2 outs here in the 4th.
The 0-2 fastball looked like Pinheiro wanted it for a called strike 3, and then tried to go inside, left the pitch outside. Booz with a very nice swing. 2-strike swing and a solid base hit. It's amazing a pitcher doesn't get the close call, and next thing you know, he gives up a hit.
So here's Mark Ellis, who got the third inning started for the A's. He bunts. Franson charges. Bare hand throws. Not in time. Ellis beat it out. He's got a bunt hit. And the A's got a 2-out rally.
Well, Franson made an outstanding play, and Mark Ellis might have bunted a little bit harder than what he wanted. He had Franson back, but when he bunted it, a very good bunt. Franson, a barehanded play, strong throw, good stretch by McAnulty, and I bet it's ultra mode. You're going to see Mark Ellis got his foot down. Franson thought he had his head of the dugout, couldn't believe it. But that's a time when a bunt is a good play because the runner's at first. Now he's got the runner in scoring position for Gabe Gross.
Gross takes a first pitch strike.
There's the foot, there's the throw, and Mark Ellis, and that's the importance right there of hitting the bag right in front. You want to hit the bag in the middle, on the back side, you hit it as close to home plate, the front side as you can, and then help Mark Ellis get a base hit. Plus, you hit the top, you may find yourself laid out because it's hard and slippery. And good place to hit it on the downslope.
Gross with the RBI double in the third inning. He's off that big curveball from Pinheiro. Pennington in the on-deck circle. He would love to get a chance to hit.
Question right here is Gabe Gross going to get a decent pitch to hit 3-1. First pitch fastball was a good one. Same pitch he hit for a double last inning and his last at bat on a hit and run. Taking some pretty good pitches, not swinging at Pinheiro's pitches.
And he takes a fastball in for a strike. So full count. 2 outs.
Two-seamer coming back, about 88, so not as good fastball.
Runners take off. 3-2 pitch is swung on. Missed. He struck him out. Got a fastball in on the hand. So Pinheiro gets his second strikeout, and the A's strand a pair. history. Who has the second most? Familiar name? Late great Bill Rigney won 625 games as a manager of the Angels. Very, very familiar name to people in the Bay Area and A's fans. Bill Rigney, born in Alameda. Managed a handful of different teams.
I think Rig was in Anaheim when they played at the LA Coliseum. When they held 100,000. I think when they first
62.
started.
It was their first year, 61, and so it was their second year. And I believe he was the Giants manager when they moved to San Francisco.
I think you're right.
First manager. Oh, 2 to Kevin Frandsen.
And one time Rig was telling me when he's managing the Angels, they trained at Palm Springs. Right, David Eisenhower sitting on the bench next to him. And he said, Mr. President, you make the call. What do you want to do? Bunt, hit, run? What do you want to do? And he was sitting down there and he said, you sure? He said, make the call. Whatever you want to do.
Spring training, right? Pennington charges, gets a good hop, and throws out Frandsen. And that's 1 out here in the 5th.
Pennington, a nice, easy play.
Mathis.
Plenty of time. Bullet.
First pitch to Mathis is a bit outside. 11 in a row retired by Vin Mazzaro. Yankees got all 3 of their hits in the first inning. There's that good slider, and it's 1-1. And 1-2. Mathis chased it in the dirt.
That's a great slider there. One that's out of the strike zone, getting hitters to chase. And if you can throw it close enough to where it looks like a strike and have it end up out of the strike zone, that's making it even better.
Fastball outside corner, strike 3 call. Perfect location, and that is strikeout number 5.
Now batting, number 2.
Threw him a couple of sliders and then the fastball tailing back. How's Tommy Cam show that? A little bit outside, but
Keep it up.
TC doesn't fit, boy. It's right there. Poor Zook. Tries to get out of the way of the ball and it finds him. It's like a magnet. I think it got him on the big toe.
Pennington, he's going to have to show off his arm. He does. Nice play. Wasn't even close on a speedy runner. So Cliff Pennington shows off the arm, and the Angels do not score.
Cliff Pennington made an outstanding play. Ibar runs a very fast backhand. Cliff Pennington, nice transfer. You don't even see Ibar in the picture. Ball got over to first base so quickly, and there's your Home Depot defensive play. Good one by Cliff Pennington. The backhand, look at the transfer, got the grip, and a very strong throw, very accurate, right to Derek Barton.
Pennington singled in the third inning, so he's 1 for 1 in the ball game. Pennington was 1 for 6 in that series against the Yankees. To show you how hot he has been, 33 hits in his last 78 at-bats. That's offensively.
See that transfer from his glove to his hand, and then also rotated the baseball to get a good grip. Ideal of the four-seam, and Derek Barton didn't even have to stretch. That's a double.
And it is down the right field line. Picked up by Abreu. He gets it in, and Pennington has the double to lead off the bottom of the fifth.
Just inside the line. Chance for McAuliffe to get to it. The breaking ball, Cliff Pennington stayed with it, and just over the bag. Diving effort, but maybe got a glove on it. No, got under it, slowed it down by the grass, and Pennington with his speed, an easy double with Abreu going over into the bullpen to retrieve it. So Coco Crisp will have another productive out, corners in, looking for a bunt.
There's the bunt, but it's fouled by Crisp. One now to Coco, who's 0 for 2, a couple of ground outs, but the last one knocked in a run. That was in the third inning. He scored both their runs in the third. Angels scored their 2 in the first on a Bobby Abreu home run. Bunt attempt, and Pennington is going to be safe at second, and he's lucky. If it's a good throw, he's out. He was way off the bag. I think Mathis was dying to throw down there, and he just threw it in the dirt.
Short hopped. And Ibar just could not come up with it, but you can see how far Pennington was going to be out, and Ibar did his best to actually block off Pennington. Had he come up with the ball, it would have blocked him off because Pennington was going back, diving head first, and that always enables an infielder to block the runner off.
1-2 to Crisp, bounces it to the right side. McAnulty has it. He'll take it himself. So Crisp does the job and gets Pennington to third. Well, A's Baseball on Comcast Sportsnet California is brought to you by Salt. It's in theaters on July 23rd.
To be very honest, watching Coco Crisp try to sacrifice a couple of times, he is so good at doing exactly what he did, pulling the ball to the right side.
Snap throw to third, and Pennington's back.
When you can pull the ball, actually kind of a magic wand that Coco Crisp has with his ability to use the bat, do different things. Maybe thinking if he could get the ball down to sacrifice or a ball on the ground, he might beat it out with a good bunt.
Infield in for the Angels, and that's bounced right back to Pinheiro. He makes a nice play, and now they're going to have Pennington in a rundown, and the tag is going to be made by the catcher. But going to second is Barton. Well, Joel Pinheiro deserves a lot of credit because that ball was headed to center field, but he reached out right at the last second and was able to grab it and then get Pennington in the rundown.
Derek Barton doing exactly that. Got the curveball, and Pinheiro just put his glove down, and then at that point looked to third base, saw that Pennington was going on contact, and when he did, good job though getting on a rundown to Franson and then to Mathis, the tag there, but at least in the rundown long enough to allow Derek Barton to get in the scoring position.
So here's Sweeney. Sweeney has grounded out to the shortstop twice in this game. Fastball tailing away from Sweeney, 1-1. A's have out-hit the Angels 6-3.
You get a run at third base, less than 2 outs, you got to get him in. He's had a chance in the 2-run third inning with Pennington at third. Same in this inning. Not able to score, so it takes another hit. Score runner from second.
Left side to Franson, who has it, and that will do it. So the A's had a great chance to take the lead, but they cannot get the run across. So we've played 5 at the Coliseum, 2-2 game. A's and the Angels. Mazzaro gave up a 2-out single to Juan Rivera in the first inning. That was after Abreu hit a 2-run homer, and that's been it, as he has retired 13 consecutive hitters. Kendrick, Abreu, and Hunter here against Mazzaro in the 6th inning.
Mentioned 111 pitches in his last start Sunday. Of course, this will be his last start before the All-Star break, which means that Bob Guerin, Kurt Young can start anybody first game back after the break Friday in Kansas City, because even Trevor Cahill, who pitch Sunday, will have his normal 4 days rest.
Yep.
Pitching on the 5th day.
Well, leadoff walk to Howie Kendrick. How about this, Ray? You're like this one. This date in A's history is brought to you by Kevin Woodstein. July 9, 1971. After 19 scoreless innings, Angel Manuel delivers an RBI single in the bottom of the 20th inning. The A's defeat the Angels 1-0. Vida Blue strikes out a club record in extra innings 17 batters in 11 innings of work. And then they went to the closer, Raleigh Fingers, and he struck out 7 in 7 innings of relief. A's pitching staff finished with 26 strikeouts. The game took 5 hours and 5 minutes, and it ended at 1:08 a.m. The Angels are going to have runners at first and third and nobody out. That is our Cabot Wood Stains, this date in A's history, 1971.
Vida, 11 innings. Bobby Abreu, his second hit, grounded out to first in his last at bat, following his home run in the first inning. This opposite field, the first to third by Kendrick, easily. So the A's, a couple of opportunities. A runner at third, less than 2 outs, could not get him in. The Angels have Kendrick at third, nobody out. The A's will also play for 2, giving the Angels a go-ahead run if Torrey Hunter can make contact.
Pitch is a bit low to Hunter. 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a pop-out. We got a slider to hit there, and he fouled it back. Well, so far, anyways, Torrey Hunter is the only Angel to be an All-Star this year, which is a bit of a surprise. See if anybody gets added late, but he is the lone representative right now.
Other than maybe a pitcher or two offensively, not many stand out as wanted for going to the All-Star game.
Torrey Hunter is indeed having a very fine year. 60 RBIs.
So another one of those, and you still have first and third on 1 out. That was another nasty slider. Ben Mazzaro struck Torrey out in the first inning on a similar pitch. This one going down like a splitter. That was a good slider.
One-two and a fastball inside. And Hunter checked his swing. Almost looked like he was diving out there, Ray, like he thought he was looking for a slider.
Yes. Very quick hands to get the back and not swing.
Dribbler off the end of the bat.
How often do you see a hard fastball in and go back to the slider? Really a pretty good pitch for Hunter to hit the right field, but just barely made contact.
Fastball high, and now full count.
Say it's a pretty good chance Abreu is going to be running. It's going to help the A's because you get a strikeout and Abreu does run. It could be a strike him out, throw him out for a double play that way. Keep talking, Derek. Maybe he won't get off the bag. Abreu's talking a lot to Derek Clark. Maybe he's not running. No, he's not.
And he takes the slider, and it's low, ball 4. Pretty good take by Torrey Hunter.
Slider, the same one he swung at for strike 2, but discipline and held up his swing. Not even close for the check swing.
It's funny, Ray, you see a veteran hitter like Torrey Hunter swings at that pitch in the first inning, but then now his third at bat, he knows what the slider looks like from Mid Mazzaro, and in the third at bat, he takes it. Texas Rangers having to open up a lead on the Orioles. They They've scored 4 times in the bottom of the third, and they're still batting. So 4-0 Texas over Baltimore. That game a late start due to a rain delay to start the game. Trouble for Mazzaro here in the top of the 6th as he faces Hideki Matsui, and there's a fastball for a strike. There's your runners. Kendrick, he walked, he's at 3rd. Abreu singled, he's at 2nd. Hunter walked, he's at 1st. Shallow center. Chris over to left center. He's going to make the catch. It's going to allow Kendrick to come in and score, and it's going to allow Abreu to go to 3rd. A medium deep fly ball that's good enough for the sacrifice fly, and it gives the Angels the 3-2 lead. So a very productive out for Matsui.
All right, heads up base running by Bobby Abreu at 2nd. I think this is an outfielder thinking that another outfielder is not going to try to throw him out at 3rd. And he just tried to hit the cutoff man. Coco Chris did. So the aggressive base running by, of course, Kendrick scoring on the shallow fly ball, but also Abreu going to 3rd. Another fly ball could score him. Now the A's, though, can get a double play ground ball, get out of the inning.
Juan Rivera steps in.
Might have been Abreu thinking, I'm an outfielder. If I'm out there, I wouldn't try to throw me out anyway. Just put another runner in score position.
Single and a strikeout for Rivera in the game. First pitch strike on the outside corner. 96 pitches for Mazzaro.
Mazzaro's really got to get out this inning, because it's an inning that get back to the dugout trailing by a run and give this club a chance to score and give him the lead.
Bounce back to Mazzaro. Flips to Pennington, and that's a double play. Well, 1 run scored. It could have been worse. Bottom of the 6th coming up. The Angels 3 and the A's 2. Coors Light Freeze Game is brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. Angels get a run in the top of the 6th inning to take a 3-2 lead. Suzuki, Custon, Kuzminov against Pinheiro. These have 6 hits off Pinheiro. They've stranded 4. He has not walked anybody, and he has 2 strikeouts. That's a shot off Pinheiro to Ibar, who throws on the run, and he gets Suzuki. When you're in a slump, that's exactly what happens. And Kurt Suzuki is in a slump, hits it off the pitcher, and it goes to the shortstop, and they get Suzuki by half a step.
Yeah, it might have been a kick save or maybe off the backside, but Ibar still that close to being a base hit for Kurt Suzuki, but Ultramar shows it. Ball in the glove and a full stride. Kurt Suzuki is out. And Kurt Suzuki takes one off his chin. Jaw is still hurting. Now he hits one off the pitcher, and they make a great play.
So 1 out.
Jack Huss.
So I got 13 ground ball outs now.
That's right. And 15 in the complete game that he threw, the shutout in May.
.73 pitches for Pinheiro, so his pitch count is pretty good. Cust hits one high to left center and deep. Rivera's back at the wall, and it is gone. We're tied at 3.
How about an opposite field home run? One of Jack Cust's favorite shots. Did not hit one since June the 8th. That was Anaheim as well. And that was here against Bell. And that made it a 10-1 game. This one ties it there. Great opposite field power. During BP, Jack was crushing the ball to right field. Almost every pitch was hit out. So even better for him to go opposite field against the sinker ball pitcher Pinheiro.
So Cust hits his 3rd home run of the year. That's the 12th home run that Pinheiro has given up. That coming in 116 innings. Kuzminov now behind in the count 1-2. Yankees still leading the Mariners 1-0. That game in the 6th inning. Phil Hughes is pitching for the Yankees. Yankees with a 6-game winning streak. The Mariners, on the other hand, have lost 7 out of their last 8.
Say the Mariners right now thinking about 2011, especially with the trade away of Cliff Lee, but now all of a sudden they've got a lot of first basemen.
Yeah. They got Russell Branyan a little while ago. So the numbers from a complete game win on the 16th of May. Two now to Kuzminov with Ellis in the on-deck circle. Rays had just one home run in their last 6 games. Cust with a big one here in the 6th.
Against a pitcher who does not give up a lot of home runs.
Ground ball to Ibar. So the infielders are busy tonight. He throws out Kuzmanov. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Time bar for our Subway Eat Fresh Ask Glenn and Ray. You can log on to csncalifornia.com to post your questions. Andrew from Gilroy asks, what are the numbers on the side of the team names on the out-of-town scoreboard for? Good question.
You mean the score 7-3? Is that the one?
No, those numbers on the other side of the team name.
Pitchers.
Yep, that's the starting pitchers' numbers up there.
And usually at the end of the game, if out-of-town scoreboard operator is very efficient, he'll put up the numbers of the winning and losing pitchers.
There you go.
When they put the final up.
And usually, if you do as many games as we do, Ray, you have a pretty good idea. Pitchers' numbers, you know who's pitching for each team. Justin Verlander, number 35. He picked up a win tonight. Check out some highlights from around the American League scoreboard in a little bit. Ellis, a little flare, shallow right. Abreu is coming in, and he caught it. And semi-collision with Howie Kendrick, but somehow Abreu held on. That was a very nice play. Home run by Cust. We're tied at 3. $500 in cash every hour from 2 p.m. until midnight. Visit cashcreek.com for details. Look at that, Ray. You don't get that everywhere. Wow. Dragging the diamond, baby.
Ultra Mo, dragging the diamond. Look at just the dirt. In the high definition, get some comments from people that watching that Ultra Mo, dragging the infield in HD. Comcast 145 in HD.
Didn't know dragging the diamond could look so good.
I know. That's good, clean dirt that Claywood has out there.
McAnulty hits. Be followed by Franson and Mathis. 3-3 game here in the 7th inning. Red Sox won 14-3 in Toronto today. Sox hit 4 home runs, and John Lester got the win. He is having a heck of a year. Lester 11-3. Mark Ellis, backhand, throws on the run, and hits McAnulty for the first down. Here's our legendary performance brought to you by Nation's Giant Hamburgers. Bases loaded. Mike Redmond, a line drive to Ryan Sweeney. It's going to score a run, right? No, I don't think so. He throws to Derek Barton for the outfield. Put out the 9-3. Put out was the first time in Athletics history.
Franchise history. That's amazing. Never been done.
No. When you've got a giant appetite, it's got to be Nations. Ryan Sweeney. Franson grounds it to Pennington. That's out number 2.
Well, the Yankees were just in town. They're up in Seattle now, and we congratulate Nick Swisher, who is the American League final player. He defeated the other 4 for the Euclid. They were very close, and Joey Votto, very deserving for Votto, considering he's leading the National League in home runs. I think at 22. Isn't that the case? But how about Nick Swisher? You read that where he's something like $1 million that he tweeted?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Whatever I don't know, that he can, when he tweets or does something, it goes to over to 1 million people.
Well, that number's going to grow now that he's an all-star.
And some high-power people that they said, like Good Morning America in the backdrop, he said, vote for Swisher. I mean, so all kinds of things Swish had going on.
No wonder he won. He is having a terrific season.
Yes, he is. And last night he went 4 for 4 in Seattle.
Yeah.
So it's not like he had a triple away from the cycle here. It was a triple. Yeah, triple. So Nick Swisher an all-star. So that means Yankees have what, 20?
Yeah, everybody on their roster is an all-star. It's great for them.
Yeah.
Indians beat the Rays 9-3. Fausto Carmona got his 8th win. Tampa Bay coming in 2 back. Boston 5 back of the Yankees. So Tampa Bay loses. Boston wins.
I think we'll have to ask Nick Swisher when we see him in New York. Whose private plane did you get on from Seattle to Anaheim?
Yeah, he's got a couple to choose from. Nice inning for Vin Mazzaro. 3 ground ball out. 7th inning stretch from the Coliseum. It's a 3-3 game. .107 pitches. There is action in the A's bullpen as Breslow is throwing.
I thought maybe after the 6th, Vinny would be out, but it's great he got a chance to go out the 7th after Jack Cuss tied the game at 3. So he is finished for the night. And now hopes his club can come back and score at least a run, give him a chance to win the game.
Gabe Gross, a double and an RBI and a run scored. That all happened in the 3rd inning. He struck out in the 4th. Gross trying to get aboard here, bottom of the 7th. He'll be followed by Pennington and Crisp. So another wild finish in the National League. Phillies and the Reds.
Unbelievable. We talked about the Rockies. Craig Breslow gets loose. Rockies were what, down 9? Up 9 in the 9th the other day against the St. Louis Cardinals. 9th, the Phillies were down 6 runs in the 9th.
So it must have been 7-1. It was 7-1 because I looked up there like the 6th or 7th inning. So they tied it in the 9th at 7, and Ryan Howard hit a 2-run homer in extra innings to win it.
And evidently, Howard went over while Charlie Manuel was visiting Joe Blanton on the mound, and Howard said, "Bullpen holds and we'll come back and beat them."
They did.
How about that?
(3-2) to Gabe Gross. Bounces that one off his foot. Well, we were just joking too. Padres are leading the Rockies 8-5 in the 7th, which means the Rockies have them right where they want them.
Well, check the shin guard. Gabe Gross never fails. You put a shin guard on, it will find a way to miss it. And it did. He has it on the inside of it. Looked like the ball hit just to the left as we're looking at it. Kind of near the shoe logo or the logo, which is all important.
Hit hard. Kendrick on the dive has it, and he flips to first. Howie Kendrick takes a base hit away from Gabe Gross. 1 out.
Well, it's tomorrow. Come out Chevy Drive, Light and Drive. 6:05 start. Come out early, 3 to 6 p.m. and you take part in the Chevy test drive. Be here early, and that's what you get. You get a Chevrolet A's Rally Cap. For tickets, go to OaklandAthletics.com. Tomorrow night, A's and Angels, 6:05 start. Fans will have another chance to test drive a Chevy. I don't know if they're doing wheelers in the north parking lot.
I don't know how much they let you get away with. Frank Thomas is here tonight. That's good.
Yeah, I saw one of the Chevy cars out there. It looks like you could do some things.
Yep, there's a couple sitting out there.
It's not a putt-putt. It's one that will...
A puddle jumper?
You get up and go.
2-0 to Pennington, who has a single and a double. Pinero takes a little off. Pinero closing in on 100 pitches. That was number 98.
Hey, Mike Butcher, Mike Scioscia, Raymond.
Yep, the big three. That's the brain trust.
I don't know if you can tell who was who. But you know Raymond's going to find a way. He knows Mike Scioscia. We're going to show him eventually.
Strike 3 called, and Pennington knew it. And a fastball. And then a strikeout number 3 for Pinero.
Great two-seam fastball that started inside, and watch the movement on this pitch. Just floats right inside, and Tommy Cam shows it. He got a lot of the plate. Pennington started, could not pull the trigger, and he knew it. Looking for another hit, his third of the night, but a couple of hits and a strikeout.
Curveball stays high. White Sox won again, 8-2 over the Royals. The White Sox have won 6 in a row, and they are the hottest teams in baseball. Mark Burley got his 8th win. How about this number 8? The White Sox have won 23 out of their last 28 games. Remember, they were really struggling for a while, but not anymore.
Is that after Ozzie Guillen and Kenny Williams, general manager, were going at it?
Yeah, probably.
Jerry Reinsdorf said, work it out.
Right field. Abreu's back. He's near the wall, and it's over his head. Coco Crisp digging around second, and he's heading for third. Gallego holds him up, and it's a 2-out triple for Crisp. He just missed hitting one out of here.
Well, Bobby Abreu went back to catch the ball, and it, fortunately for him, hit part of his body. Because he went back to the wall, and the ball carried back off the wall towards the infield. And it looked like it had a chance to roll a long way and see what part. It hit him just a little bit, still came back quite a distance as he went up. And Torrey Hunter was hustling over, trying to get to the ball, but hey, if he had rolled another 4 or 5 feet, Coco Crisp might have had a chance. At that point, he knew it was a triple, and just a question if he had a chance to circle the bases. That would have been a good time to try, considering the 2 outs, but not after it was retrieved.
That's the 3rd triple of the year for Crisp. So Derek Barton's going to have another shot to not going to run. He's had a couple chances in this game, and he has yet to come through. Scott Shields is loosening up. So Shields in the Angels bullpen, Breslow in the Athletics bullpen. He's had a runner on third and 1 out in the 3rd, and Barton struck out. He had a runner on third and 1 out in the 5th, and Barton hit into a fielder's choice at a ground ball back to Pinheiro. Line drive, left field, coming in is Rivera, and he slides and he makes the catch. Side retired. Crisp is stranded at third. So we have played 7. It's a 3-3 game thanks to Juan Rivera.
After the game, head down onto the field at the Coliseum for another exciting post-game fireworks show. It's presented by Oakland Tribune and Contra Costa. Time for this show. The musical theme is country. Don't miss the fun. Get tickets online, OaklandAthletics.com.
When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change tune-up and smog experts. Greg Breslow comes in. He'll face the top of the Angels order, Ibar, Kendrick, and Abreu. Pitch swinging. Ibar pops the foul just to our right. Ibar is 1 for 3. We all right?
Let's hope so. Well, the boos weren't for that young boy. It's probably for the boy not getting the ball after it looked like he took one.
All right, let's see.
Give it up.
That's terrible. Come on.
Well, are we going to show the replay?
Well, I hope he gave it to him.
Because we heard the cheers.
Let's
later.
hope so.
Yeah, let's hope so. Not Kevin can run one up to him. Kevin's making a lot of friends down the A's bullpen. The guy went and took it away from him.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's not the guy who got the foul ball.
No.
I want to know what happened to the real ball. That may have been a dummy. Right center field, but Sweeney's going to get over there, and he makes the catch. Hang in there, buddy.
Yeah, he's got his glove. He was trying hard. He was just outweighed about 140 pounds.
140?
Well,
you're so kind, Ray.
Yeah, that's true.
It's still hard to imagine, though, that you elbow a kid out of the way to get the ball.
We have Ultramo.
Yeah. James Mansfield get that on Ultramo. In the dirt to Kendrick. 1-1. How about Vin Mazzaro tonight? 7 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts. I thought he was pretty darn good again.
About his first inning when almost 30 pitches and then ended up throwing just 107 for the game. 28-29 in the first inning and really settled down.
Had a stretch right in the middle of the game where he retired 13 in a row. So 7 1/3 innings in his last start, and tonight 7 innings for Mazzaro.
Finished off for Mazzaro with a double play. Rivera in the 6th, runners at first and third, and then 3 ground ball outs in the 7th, giving him 11 for the night.
Well, maybe the biggest pitch he made was getting that 1-6-3 double play on Rivera. It was to end the 6th inning when the Angels had the bases loaded and nobody out, and they got just 1 run. Get back foul. Fernando Rodney starting to loosen up.
What's happening in Colorado?
Yes. Oh man. Was it 8? It was 8-5. Padres were winning. Ian Stewart just hit a grand slam, so the Rockies are now winning 10-8. That's not magic. I don't know what is.
Stewart, a left-hander, hit one
right down the
left field line. Left field.
3-2 to Kendrick. And he drives one to center. Crisp playing in deep right center near the warning track. He's got it, and that's out number 2.
Well, that's a big out because that power that Howie Kendrick has in that direction, and a little heavy air tonight, cool air, might have kept the ball down a little bit. Sounded like it hit a lot better than it ended up. Fortunately, kept it in the park, and good battle with the lefty Craig Breslow. There's the Ultramo, and Kendrick with a good opposite field stroke. Fortunately, this time it was not into the seats.
Here's Bobby Abreu. Homer and a single for Abreu tonight. Hits that one to the left side. Pennington on the run, throws, and Abreu beat it out. Very difficult play for Pennington, and Abreu still runs pretty well. And like you said, Ray, when he's sniffing a hit, he still can get down the line, and he did that there.
Well, he squibbed this one, and Cliff Pennington tried to circle around, but not able to get as much on the throw.
Number 48, Torii Hunter.
And the transfer that time maybe not as well. But again, when the ball's squibbed like that, Derek Barton, a good stretch, and that close. Did pull his foot off the bag.
So Kurt Young is going to trot out and have a chat with the left-hander Breslow. Torii Hunter is the hitter. Tigers won tonight 7-3 over Minnesota. That's a big series in the AL Central being played in Detroit. So Detroit wins, Chicago wins, Minnesota loses. So Twins fall to 3 back. White Sox stay a half game back. Verlander got his 11th. 0-1 to Hunter. And that one's driven to right field and hit well. Sweeney back near the wall, and it is gone. Torii Hunter opposite field, and the Angels take a 5-3 lead. And just when you think the ball is not carrying well and it doesn't have a chance to get out, Hunter goes the other way.
Well, the difference was a line drive. Howie Kendrick's got his in the air. Torii Hunter, a line drive. Fastball belts high away from him. And always aggressive Torii Hunter. Crushed it. And Ryan Sweeney, no chance with the ball over his head and obviously over the fence. Just barely. But I think of Torii Hunter, aggressive and maybe more of a power hitter. But that time just took advantage of a good fastball from Breslow outside.
So home run number 15 for Hunter. He's now got 62 RBIs, and that is a big hit. And that's what all-stars do.
Well, and Bobby Abreu with an infield hit. Looked like Greg Breslow facing the lefty, had a chance to get out of the inning. A 1-2-3, but that quickly it turned.
Remember, we were talking about Abreu and his struggles coming into this series, but 3 hits tonight. So the A's trail 5-3 here in the 8th. Matsui had a sacrifice fly in the 6th inning. Just missed. What a good pitch by Breslow.
Missed, I don't know where. Suzuki just sitting right there with the target.
So now the count runs full. Fernando Rodney still warming up in the Angels bullpen.
Well, Vin Mazzara was hoping the triple hit by Coco Chris would score to give him a chance. Pinheiro hoping the same, and Pinheiro got his. As he goes 7, he's going to turn it over to Rodney. But he will leave as a pitcher of record.
Mark Ellis has it. left side retired. Damage done. Torrey Hunter, a 2-out, 2-run homer, and the Angels now lead 5-3 as we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. Here's our game summary. It's brought to you by McDonald's. 5-6-0 for the Angels, 3-8-0 for the A's. The difference, the 2 spot in the top of this inning. And that was the home run by Torrey Hunter. So the A's trailing by 2 as we go to the bottom of the 8th. Mike Napoli comes into the game at first base for the Angels. So Napoli takes over at first. And we got a new pitcher. It's Fernando Rodney.
Rodney, the great palm ball, the great changeup that he throws, and he has a good.
When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up, your oil change, tune-up, and smog experts. Good year for Fernando Rodney. Signed as a free agent, a 2-year, $11 million contract to lead Detroit. Come to the Angels. Sweeney belts one left center field. Nobody's going to get it. So Sweeney will have a leadoff double here in the bottom of the 8th. That's the 9th hit for the A's. And the first for Sweeney after grounding out 3 times.
Well, Rodney with a fastball up. That is a perfect pitch to do exactly what Ryan Sweeney did. His opposite field hitting is spectacular anyway, and you lay a pitch up there, it's like putting it on a tee for him. So the A's, after Torrey Hunter's 2-run home run, and the Angels looking for the shutdown inning. The A's trying to get back into it, have to take advantage of their scoring opportunities, something they did not do early in the game.
Kurt Suzuki dribbles that one toward Mike Gallego. Rangers leading the Orioles 4-2 in the 6th inning. There's that palm ball that Ray talked about. It's got some weird action to it. You always think about the Angels and you think about the strength of their bullpen. That has not necessarily been the case the last 2 years. Line drive, right field. That's a base hit. Sweeney is going to be waved home. The throw is cut off, and it's 5-4. Looked like Sweeney may have ran through a stop sign by Mike Gallego.
Well, as a third base coach, you watch what the runner does. And because it was hit so hard, Ryan Sweeney held up initially. That's what Mike Gallego saw. That's why he held him up, because he did not want him to run into a possible out. Because Bobby Abreu got to it, but Ryan Sweeney held up, but Abreu got it, hesitated himself, and once he saw Ryan Sweeney hold up, then he was going to send him and hold him up, because in reality, Sweeney was not running hard to third, and that's when he was going to be held up. But then he saw him start going and said, all right, let's go.
So it's a one-run game.
So you got the left hand with the stop sign, the right hand saying go. And so you end up going.
And then when Sweeney got past Gags, yeah, just go. Keep it moving.
And you've come this far, let's just get going.
So here's Cust. His homer tied it in the 6th. In for strike, 1-1. So a Sweeney double, a Suzuki single. The A's have made it a one-run game.
Two very good opposite field hits by the A's, Sweeney and Suzuki, as Boom Boom Bailey gets ready. I'd like to be able to come in this game, try to save it.
There it is, the palm ball.
And watching Sweeney and Suzuki both going opposite field is an indication that thinking about the palm ball, you stay back and get a chance to hit it to the opposite field.
And that was a fastball. Rodney, 97 miles an hour. So his palm ball was 83. His fastball was 97.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a difference. Makes it very difficult to hit.
So Kuzmanov steps in for his 4th at bat, 1 for 3. Single and a couple of ground outs. And he lines one fair into the left field corner. Suzuki digging for third, and they're going to wave him home, and he will score. We're tied.
Thank you, Juan Rivera. And thank you, Kurt Suzuki, for running hard, giving Mike Gallego a chance to send him. As Cruz hit it just inside the line. But you're going to watch it play, and that's why it's all important for a runner to run hard all the way. Don't assume it's going to be hit so hard it's going to be just 2 bases. Watch what happens to Rivera down in the corner as Suzuki's running halfway to third. He bobbles it. That's when Gag said, let's go. And Kurt Suzuki kept running. And he was able to score as the throw was kind of lofted in from left field. So a blown save. The A's a chance to take the lead. Just inside the line at third base, down the left field line by Kuzmanov. Frustrations for Mike Scioscia continue.
Ellis hits a high fly ball right center. Torrey Hunter, he's got it. Fires it toward third, and sliding is Kuzmanov. So Ellis flies out, Kuzmanov to third. If you go, you got to make it.
Yeah, you got to go hard. And Torrey Hunter set himself up perfectly. A strong arm, a little bit offline, enough offline that Kuz was able to get in safely. Good to see Kevin Kuzmanov tonight with a couple of hits. So when Jim Scanlon, the A's hitting coach, could be very happy when you see the amount of work that he puts in, and you start seeing guys who struggle a little bit. Cliff Pennington and his average up over 260 after being at 200. appreciate the hard work you put in and see the success of the players as a result of the hard work.
Gabe Gross trying to be a hero here in the bottom of the 8th and give the A's the lead. They've scored twice to tie it. Pitch low, 1-0. Gross doubled in a run in the 3rd, struck out in the 4th, grounded out in the 7th. So no decision for Piñeiro, just like Mazzaro. Palm ball on 2-0, and it drops in for a strike.
Great pitch to have, especially with a hitter sitting on a fastball. So the A's been trying to get that extra run in. Trying to do it with 2 outs. They've had a runner 3rd with 1 out. Could not get him in. Now try to get with 2.
Good swing there by Gross. Foul back to the screen.
He waits back very well and got the fastball but fouled it off.
Two and 2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out on a foul tip. Side retired. 2 runs on 3 hits for the A's, and they tie it. It's a 5-5 game as we head to the 9th.
And may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Athletics Investment Group, LLC.
9th inning, and Andrew Bailey comes in. We are all tied at 5. It's time for a change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up, your oil change tune-up and smog experts. Rivera got a good swing there on Bailey, fouled it back. Bailey has not pitched since the 4th of July. That was Sunday in Cleveland, so he's had plenty of time.
He knew he was not going to pitch against the Yankees. Yankees led the whole series. 3 games Monday through Wednesday, an off day yesterday. So he is well rested. So not too well rested.
There's a shot into left field, a base hit. So Juan Rivera has his second hit, and it's a leadoff single in the 9th. 7th hit for the Angels.
Still turn on a fastball. Speedster Willis is going to run for him. As Juan Rivera just hammered the ball left field on the fastball.
For Juan Rivera. Now batting, number 44.
Romo got the bat head out. So Willis, a better defender, than the pinch run for Rivera. Of course, will stay in.
And a stolen base threat. Willis is very fast. And the hitter is Napoli. Napoli's first at bat, lots of power. He likes to let it rip every time. Jepson, the right-hander. Fuentes, the left-hander. Stays tied. We'll see Jepson. The Angels take the lead. We'll see Fuentes. Fastball, swing and a miss. 0-2.
Looking at those 2 swings, you don't want to speed up his bat because Napoli, with that little hit, brings the bat back down and tries to catch up. Cannot with a good fastball from Bailey.
Cutter runs outside.
95.
Yeah, that's, I mean, you know, if you really stop and think about it, a 95-mile-an-hour cut fastball. No wonder he's so good. Blitz not going, and Napoli lays off that pitch to even the count at 2-2.
What the count does now, it gives Napoli a chance to turn it up a notch or 2. Bailey throws him a fastball, throw it up in the zone as he just did. 2 fastballs he threw by him.
Right there, strike 3 call. 1 out.
Well, a perfectly thrown fastball, knee high. Been towards the outside part of the plate, and Ultramo shows it flying by. Napoli just could not pull the trigger. He got a couple of fastballs up in the zone. That was a better pitch for him to try to hit.
Here's Franson.
Watch the knees. Height-wise, above the knees, definitely had the plate.
Franson takes a strike. Oh, you almost got to think Willis is going to try to steal a base here. Bottom of the order. And Bailey's a guy, tough guy to get 2 hits off of.
And he's not getting a very big lead. That's what the surprising thing is.
Not going. And Franson with a butt attack. Guzman's been playing pretty deep. But now it's 0-2. Franson has grounded out 3 times. Once to the pitcher, twice to the shortstop. The 2 pitch, got him swinging.
Oh, just a 91-mile-an-hour cutter. Watch this ball cut on Kevin Franson. And
Number 5.
you understand why guys try to bunt him and see that grip. And normally you say grip it and rip it. Well, Bailey grips it and lets it go. Now he's got to run.
Not going. Pitch to Mathis is outside. Willits has just one steal this year, 1 for 3. Mathis 0 for 3 in the game. And that one to the backstop. So Willits is not going to have to steal now, as he's going to get to second base like that.
Well, that's a cutter. Got away from Kurt Suzuki. And probably a pass ball just because it was out there and he just could not handle it. The cutter, you look at it, you think, well, it's going to be right there and just off the webbing. And it is a pass ball.
So the count is 2-0 to Mathis. And as we said, Willits, terrific speed at second. Mathis grounds it right to Ellis. And that will do it. Angels do not score in the top of the 9th. A's will try to win it in the bottom of the 9th. We're tied at 5.
Your favorite Toyotas. See your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, yes, by Xfinity, the next generation in home entertainment. Now available in the Bay Area and coming soon to the Central Valley. By Chevy, with a full lineup of award-winning cars, trucks, and crossovers. And by Verizon. Own the airwaves. The signal is yours. Verizon, rule the air.
Well, join us tomorrow, 5:30. That'll be our next telecast. Game 2 of this 3-game series, the A's and the Angels. It'll be Ben Sheets and Scott Kazmir. 5:30, it's A's pregame live, and then 6:05 is the ball game. The home of A's baseball is Comcast Sportsnet California. Bottom of the 9th inning of a 5-5 game. Kevin Jepson is the new pitcher for the Angels. And he faces Cliff Pennington.
Hard throwing Jepson.
Reggie Willits, who is the pitch runner for Rivera, stays in the game. So Willits is a left, and when it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change, tune-up, and smog experts. Jepson a workhorse. So Fernando Rodney goes an inning, gives up 3 hits and 2 runs, no walks, 2 strikeouts. Pennington will be followed by Coco Crisp and Derek Barton. Hard slider that Pennington lays off to even the count 2-2. Pennington a single in the 3rd, a double in the 5th, a strikeout in the 7th. Another foul ball. The Yankees have gone to the 9th inning with their 5-1 lead up in Seattle. Texas 4, Baltimore 2 in the 7th.
Well, the start of the second half of the season is going to be a lot of games between the A's, the Angels, the Rangers, the Angels, and especially the Angels. And the Rangers have not played that much. As we are way past the halfway mark.
The 3-2 pitch is bounced and it's foul. This is the 11th game of the year between the A's and the Angels. They'll play 19 total. These are 4-6 against the Angels the first 10 games.
A's will not see Saunders or Santana in this weekend series. Both very good pitchers against the A's.
Bouncer toward first. Napoli will take it himself. Out number 1 here in the bottom of the 9th.
Ervin Santana has always been good against the A's, at least the majority of the time.
Last 4 seasons, 31 games between the A's and the Angels. 31 out of 67. So almost half have been decided by 2 runs or less. They've played some great games over the years. Crazy finishes. Coco Crisp is 1 for 4. That triple was in the 7th inning. The RBI was on a ground out in the 3rd inning. He goes around 0-2.
Coco got the foot, and I guess you could say he tried to hold up the swing. No chance.
Lays off that one. 96 miles an hour from Jepson. Trying to get aboard. A's have stranded 6 runners through the first 8 innings.
You always look at those runners at third and less than 2 outs.
A couple times tonight for the Athletics.
They don't score, and you look at a game like this to see where you are and say, well, those that happen, one of them at least. in the dugout, the clubhouse.
High fastball, and Coco Crisp swings and misses.
Well, you see that pitch, and you're saying, no way am I going to swing at it. I'll hold up, and then I swing at it and no chance.
Number 10, Derek Barton.
That's why the pitcher can elevate his fastball. It looks so good to hit, but most times difficult to make any contact.
Here's Barton. Just a bit high. That crazy game in Colorado that we were talking about, the Rockies ended up winning the game 10-8. So Colorado has won 5 in a row, and they're just 2 games behind the Padres in that NL West.
Very good to see Houston Street back and pitching well.
Yeah.
Rajay's thinking, get on base. I want to run and steal a base. Make it a Rajay run.
Strike called, and it's 2-1. Barton is 0 for 4. Came up with a runner on third in the 7th inning with 2 outs and hit a line drive right at Juan Rivera. Made a sliding catch. So kind of a frustrating night for Derek Barton offensively.
Took that fastball like he was looking for something else. Good location by Jepson, who does throw quite well. Good fastball, good velocity.
Went with a breaking ball, and Barton strikes out. So Derek Barton 0 for 5, and we are headed extra innings at the Coliseum. 5-5.
Eastside Club from 4:30 to 5:30, featuring a karaoke contest, a field level ticket, commemorative t-shirt, pre-game karaoke, and post-game fireworks. What a night, all for just $23. To register for the contest and order tickets, visit the events page on oaklandathletics.com.
Andrew Bailey's second inning of work, and he faces the top of the order. It's Ibar, Kendrick, and Abreu. Bailey gave up a hit in the 9th, but had a couple of strikeouts as the Angels stranded a runner at second. That was against the bottom of their order. Ibar is 1 for 4. He singled in the very first inning, and it was a bunt single. Ended up scoring on Bobby Abreu's home run. That one's hit to right field, and that's hit deep. Sweeney's back. He's at the wall, and it is gone. Erick Aybar has homered, his 3rd of the year, And the Angels lead 6-5. He got ahead in the count, and I think that helped him a lot.
Well, he doesn't hit a lot, but he definitely takes a long time getting around the bases. But I guess you might as well enjoy it because he got it up. Andrew Bailey provided the power, and Eric Aybar, who led off the game, the first pitch he saw, bunting. I think Torii Hunter was chuckling a little bit because he saw Aybar kind of flip the bat and start his trot as soon as he hit it, which he knew it was gone.
So that's the third home run the Angels have hit tonight. Kendrick is 0 for 3. He walked and scored a run in the 6th inning. Got him. Good pitch there by Bailey. Kendrick strikes out for the second time. Blevins loosening up for the Athletics. Just loosening up for the Angels.
And there's the cutter.
Number 53, Bobby Abreu.
Third strikeout, but Andrew Bailey, of course, no doubt thinking about the home run to a not so much of a threat home run hitter. And that's Eric Aybar.
Here's Bobby Abreu, who's had a big night. Fuentes will try to save it for the Angels when we get to the bottom of the 10th. Abreu's 3 hits tonight. His average at 256, came in at 250.
He'll probably be thinking about Monday, the home run hitting contest, of which he was a big part. Is it Detroit Comerica Park, 0506, somewhere at, I don't remember exactly which year it was, but he just hit a lot of home runs. What year was that? Do you remember?
I can check. Let's see.
7, 8, 9. Is that Comerica Park? I want to say.
Was it?
Yeah, definitely was Comerica because he hit a whole bunch. But
2005.
He has not hit a lot since.
Just a bit low. Close pitch, but it's a walk. You're right. He had 24 in the first round, 41 total. That was a record for the home run derby.
Now batting, number 48, Torii Hunter.
So Torii Hunter will hit with Abreu at first. That's the 4th walk these pitchers have issued tonight. So 30 pitches for Andrew Bailey tonight.
Well, the A's have been down 3 times in this game. And 3 times they have come back to tie it and try to do it at the bottom of the 10th.
Pennington has it, and it gets through. And it rolls into shallow left center field. Abreu's going to try for third. The throw is there, and he's out. Hunter gets to second, but Abreu thrown out by Pennington.
Well, the Angels are always aggressive on the base paths, and what looked like an inning double play, Cliff Pennington booted, but recovered quickly. And he saw Abreu running and just underhand, strong throw. Kevin Kuzminoff taking the short hop with a quick tag and looking for a double play the odd way, but Hunter able to get in the scoring position.
So it is an error on Pennington. Puttock goes 6-5. So Hunter at second, and now Matsui will be walked with Reggie Willits in the Andexer. So even though Pennington made the error, he actually made a pretty nice play scrambling after it and made a good throw. I didn't think they had a chance to get Abreu at third.
Especially with the ball taken off of the outfield. But
and you got to find it if you're Pennington.
And for Pennington, he was able to see that Abreu was running. That's what helped, because he got to it and knew as soon as he picked up the ball, he had to throw it quickly. And with his strong arm, he could do it.
So meeting on the mound between Kurt Young, Andrew Bailey, and Kurt Suzuki. Brad Ziegler has started to throw in the A's bullpen. So Hunter at second, Matsui at first. Willits pinch ran in the ninth, and he takes a strike.
Andrew Bailey, 36 pitches. Granted, he had not pitched since last Sunday. Trying to get 2 innings tonight. He's going to do it.
Kuzminoff and Pennington, and it's going to be Pennington who makes the catch in foul territory. Home run by Eric Ibar leading off the top of the 10th. He's giving the Angels a 6-5 lead. Fuentes coming in. Inning, they were down 5-3, and they scored twice. Sweeney with a double, Suzuki with a single. That made it 5-4. And then a couple of batters later, Kevin Kuzminoff would step up, and he would line one down the left field line. Now watch the juggle by Juan Rivera out in left field, and that allowed Suzuki to come in to score. So that was the rally in the 8th inning that tied it. The A's now trailing in the bottom of the 10th, so they're going to need another rally, and they'll have to do it against the closer for the Angels, Brian Fuentes.
Number 25, Matt Carson.
So when it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change, tune-up, and smog expert. Brian Fuentes comes in for the 26th time. He's got 15 saved. He has not pitched in a week. And the last time he pitched, last Friday, he had a blown save. And that was against the Kansas City Royals. And he's facing a pinch hitter, Matt Carson, hitting for Sweeney. And the first pitch is in there for a strike. So Matt Carson, pinch hitting.
Ryan Sweeney, the big double to left center, but scored on Suzuki's base hit. mustache of Brian Fuentes. Maybe that's it. He didn't have one or something.
Didn't he? Rosales has got a bat. Remember, Jack Cust is scheduled to hit third in this inning. That could be the spot for Rosales. By Fuentes' delivery, you can see how tough he would be on a left-handed hitter. We've said this about him before. He's got a very unique delivery, and he kind of hides the ball. And for some reason, it looks like he's throwing about 95 miles an hour, and he's not.
No, he's not.
He's throwing 88, 89, 90, but it's just a little bit of a funky delivery.
Yeah, slight hesitation, and kind of drops down, really hides the ball well. Sidearm 3/4.
So look at that, 90 miles an hour, and it looks like 95, and it's a strikeout.
Just a high fastball, not messing around with anything except the fastball. And Matt Carson.
Now batting.
Love.
Catcher, number 8.
There's your
Kurt
set.
Suzuki.
So 1 out, and here's Kurt Suzuki. And Rosales has come out into the on-deck circle. Kurt certainly has a flair for the dramatics. We've seen that over the years. One pitch, just a bit outside, even the count at 1-1. Suzuki 1 for 4. He had that RBI single in the 8th. Scored a run. Got a breaking ball, and he waited on it, fouls it down the right field line. So 1-2. Swing there by Kurt.
Mathis wanted to pitch up, or Mathis wanted to pitch up about belt high, maybe letter high, throw it right down the middle, knee high. Some guys just cannot elevate when they're asked to. Sometimes it's better not to.
This time setting up outside, and it's popped up. Ibar, the shortstop, racing out. Hunter racing in, and it's going to be Torrey Hunter who makes the catch. So 2 outs, and Adam Rosales is going to try to keep the A's hopes alive, pinch hitting for Jack Cust.
Your attention, please. Ladies and gentlemen, for the Athletics, batting for Jack Cust, number 7, Adam Rosales.
So Rosales against Fuentes. First pitch to Rosales is a breaking ball, and it drops in for a strike. Rosales has 6 home runs, 24 runs batted in.
And for the 6 home runs against left-handed pitchers, and that is why he is getting a chance to pinch hit now and trying to make something happen.
Swing and a miss. Fastball down around the knees. So now it's 0-2. Rosales could get aboard. Kuzminov would hit.
Swing at a tie.
Rosales takes a deep breath, steps back into the batter's box. Oh, 2 pitch is hit high to center field and shallow. This should do it. Torrey Hunter coming in, and that's the ball game. So the Angels in extra innings defeat the Athletics 6-5. So the A's have now lost 4 in a row, and they are 41-46 on the season. And for the Angels, they break their 4-game losing streak.
Time now for the Jeep Drive the game. We have to give it to this young man, Eric Ibar. Not your typical home run hitter, but he knew that one was gone. And that was it. He just could not come back after that home run.
That was one of 3 home runs the Angels hit tonight.